Is he being petty?
I've been around a lot of rappers and legal drama, and this is the best one I've ever seen when you understand it. So first, this isn't a lawsuit. It's a petition where Drake is asking the court to require Universal Music Group to give him evidence that he needs to bring a RICO lawsuit and a lawsuit alleging illegal business practices. What he says is, I don't know who the other people were involved with Universal, but under the law, Universal has to tell me who they are so I can sue them for the following: civil RICO, deceptive business practices. What these people did is they used illegal bots to make it seem like Not Like Us was a lot more popular than it actually was. They cite to an Academics interview where Academics is on stream talking to some dude, and the dude says, I got paid $5,000 and promised a percent of Not Like Us in exchange for delivering 30 million fake bot streams when Not Like Us first launched so that it would seem more popular than it was.
Let me start off by saying, and let me just be completely honest, I am super biased. I am a Drake fan. I think Drake is probably one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Yeah, you should see this guy's bedroom. All over his bedroom, pictures of Drake, most of them shirtless. Glossy.
Absolutely
It's
not.
really weird. He really does like Drake. You know what I mean? It's very.
I don't like.
Hey, and guess what? Whatever you like, what you like. You know what I mean?
don't like any man.
You like
that
what
much.
you like.
No, sir.
As for me, I have pictures of Halle Berry and like I don't know all the.
Anyway, guys.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
I have to be honest. I do think this is extremely petty. Because, okay, here's the thing, right? So, did Drake take a huge L? Yes.
He did.
He took a huge loss against Kendrick Lamar. We all know this. But at the same time, I don't think that this is really helping his reputation at all. Like, I mean, listen, every artist goes through times in their life where they're at their peak and then they start to simmer down. Drake's had a run for like 10 plus years, almost 12 years.
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually right on time if you're thinking about it.
Facts. This is about the time he's supposed to transition over to being purely a businessman. You drop an album every so often, like a Jay-Z model.
Yeah. And the thing about Drake has so much talent because he's actually a very good actor.
He's a good actor.
So it's like he could easily transition to anything else. Like this whole, like, okay, the big thing about this lawsuit that Drake is claiming is that apparently they faked the streams to make Not Like Us even bigger than it was. And then on top of it, this happened during his renegotiation is the main reason why he's really mad about it. But I mean, ultimately, man, I get it. Listen, it's probably really annoying and it probably really does hurt your ego to know that, like, because people are so bandwagon. For people to be in love with you 1 minute and then people to seriously be like, oh, well, he's corny or he's off now. Like, a lot of weird stuff people were saying, like, oh, he's not really black and all this stuff like that, where, a year ago, no one had a problem with it.
Listen, I think that Drake is at the top of the mountain, and he's starting to descend from that mountain. He's at the top of the mountain, and when you're at the top of the mountain, you're that man, people are going to come for you. So I think this is the first time since the situation he had with the ghostwriting thing, which I know Drake loyalists, they don't want to bring that up. I think since that time, and listen, I like Drake too a lot. Like, I'm a big fan. But I think since that time, this is the first big thing, the first big hit that he suffered. So I think that for fair weather fans, those are the people who are hopping off the bandwagon. And by the way, I don't know. I want to get your take on this. Do you think that this is a chess move by Drake?
A chess move?
Yeah.
It could be. I'm not gonna lie. I always thought Drake kind of moved like Jay-Z when it came to a lot of his business ventures and just how smart and how calculated he is about a lot of stuff. Like, people underestimate Drake. Drake is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
Like, even the way that he, like, for example, like Jay-Z, when Jay-Z was coming up and he was rapping, a lot of times what he'd do to stay hot is that he'd hop on other people's songs to prolong his kind of hotness. Drake did the same thing on steroids.
Yeah.
So he's a very, like, smart, crafty guy. So that's why I'm kind of wondering, like, does he have a lot of sufficient evidence? So because this is such a wild claim, it's kind of like, it's like a wild goose chase. It's like you're suing someone, you're trying to get someone else to give you evidence on someone doing something bad, which is like a long shot in hell. So
that's why. So I should have phrased my question better. When I asked if you thought if it was a chess move, I meant I don't think that Drake and his team literally think there's something here and that some guy on Academics, what he said is true. I think that perhaps he's doing this to maybe discredit some of Kendrick Lamar's hype, even though they can't prove it.
Oh.
But I mean, you're the more the strategist than me. I don't know. I don't know if that's really a thing because you said it's a bad look.
I think it's a terrible look.
So in that case,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a good strategic move.
Because now people are looking at him like he's really. Because one of the biggest things that people say now is like, oh, well, Drake, he's not really black. So they look at him trying to sue people as like, oh, he's being a white boy, he's trying to sue, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I say it's a bad look, because people are already playing into that. But, I mean, regardless, Drake's going to be all right regardless. He's going to be fine. His catalog is great. Whether or not people like to admit it, people still like Drake's music. So, I mean, he's fine.
So part of the story is that Universal had a part in trying to sabotage Drake. But if I'm not mistaken, I saw on Yahoo, they said that back in like 2022, he signed one of the biggest deals ever, like $400 million with UMG.
Yeah.
So why then would UMG try to take down one of their most successful artists, even to this day?
To spend less money. Because he's getting renegotiated. So they dropped the bag the first time, and this time they're like, well, we don't know how much longer you have it in you, so let's make the bag a little bit small. Because, at the end of the day, it's business. You want to recoup your costs. Which, I mean, like I said, Drake alone could tour forever. He's fine.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. In that case, I get it. I was like, why would they do that? And why would they be in cahoots with Kendrick? But that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to think, like, how much money would it cost to keep Drake?
Yeah.
It's going to cost a lot.
It's going to cost a lot of money. Okay. Well, I don't know. You want to take it out by singing him a love song or something?
Oh my goodness! All right. So ultimately, guys, I'm just gotta be real. I think that this is a bad decision. Unless there's some way that he can spin it and find a bunch of evidence. And listen, if this ends up being true, I don't know if I could be completely mad at him if this ends up being true. Like, they faked the streams, they made a diss bigger than it actually is. Like,
I mean, yeah, if it's true, then I mean,
that's a because you imagine you being dissed and then. At first, someone else diss against you isn't that popular, and then all of a sudden it shoots all the way up, and now you got to hear that diss everywhere.
Yeah, and I can see a part of it being true, like radio stations being incentivized to stream Kendrick's music more or whatever. So I can see that happening. Doesn't seem like too far-fetched, like some kind of...
No, I mean, other artists have talked about, like, bot streams, how, like, they'll get, like, a bunch of bots, and they'll stream the record, and they'll break the record. Because I'll be honest, because... if I really think about music to me has taken a big downturn these last couple of years. Like, the quality of music has gone down, but it's weird because some of these songs, you'll look and their views will be like billions and billions of views, but yet these people can't sell an album to save their life. So it's like something is not adding up. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, you get billions and billions of views on YouTube, but you don't get streams? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just like, if people like the song so much, why isn't it getting streamed? So you have views on YouTube, but you don't have stream. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a little fishy. So we'll see what happens with the case, or there's no case yet.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with the situation. Continuing beef between Drake and Kendrick, and I guess that's not over yet. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so guys, so if you think Drake made a bad decision, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think we're haters and we don't like Drake, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't sue anyone yet.